Yes, my name's Chris. Chris Topper. I've been a puppet maker and a puppet performer, puppeteer for most of my working life since I was about 25. And so I've been doing it nearly 30 years. Worked in doing shows in children's parties, and then graduated to holiday camps and little theatre shows and a lot of schools. I do a lot of schools now with a big theatre booth I have. I suppose I started making them for myself maybe when I was a child. I made some, but then professionally I sort of started, when I started doing my own shows, I had to build puppets because I couldn't really afford to buy them. And then I started making them for other people. Occasionally people would ask me, really, going into that sort of as a sideline. First ones I made actually were for the BBC. Then I started making them for a few ventriloquists and other puppet shows, you know. I got into puppets in a bit of an unusual way. I was at art college and I was quite into doing stop frame animation. I started to find it very boring and very tedious. I decided to write my thesis, my degree dissertation on puppets. After I left college, I wasn't very well for a few years and I couldn't really go away and work. I wanted to work in film or television. It's very difficult to get, well, certainly was then very difficult to get into unless you knew somebody. So I thought I'd try getting in via puppet making in that type of thing. So I like making puppets. I haven't got any family, so I just I'd have nothing to do. I'd have nothing to do all day if I didn't make puppets. When I started really in the late 1980s, from then till probably the end of the century, it was very busy because I did lots of children's parties and lots of holiday camps. They were always very busy. I did all sorts of things without even bothering to advertise, really. You know, I've got lots of work. I think puppet making is quite popular, but people do it as a kind of hobby or a craft rather than as a profession. The reason there's not as many professional puppet making jobs around anymore is that a lot of film and television now uses this thing called CGI to actually create the animal or monster characters. So they're not actually physically making a puppet or a costume, they're just using this stuff generated in a computer. The way I make puppets, because I'm self-taught, I think I do it a different way from other people. I start off with a full-size drawing so we know what it's going to look like from different angles, a side view and a front view, and then from that I make patterns and templates to cut out blocks of foam, and that gives you the shape and the size of the head and the body and the limbs, and then you use those to make patterns for all the material that goes to cover the puppet. Generally I make them that way because it's a lot quicker than, say, carving them out of clay and casting them and everything. I've tried to diversify into building costume characters with radio control mouths. Now, most people think of those as only being for film or television because they're quite expensive, but I've developed a way of making them a bit cheaper so we could use them in promotional events like traditional costume characters are used. People are always asking me what my favourite puppet is, and I say I can't really say because I honestly don't have one, and I think it's like saying which is your favourite child, really.